Hey everybody, welcome to the Pretend Pundits. If you like the content we're putting out, please consider giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications to be notified every single time we go live or upload a video. You can even join in the conversation with us by joining the Discord. The link will be in this video description. Now sit back and enjoy. Episode 6, boys. Here we go. World Scary 11 of all time. A little bit more of a difficult one to put together, this one. I don't know what you boys think.
Yeah, no, I struggled with this one. I just thought, because I was like, scary. I just thought, who's like aggressive? Like, who's a dick, basically?
Yeah, I'm sure when we go through the teams, people might say this from the outset that, oh, what about this person? You forgot this person. This is purely going to be based on experience of who I've seen and who I know of and what I've seen before. You know, I'm not doing a ton of research into it. But I think there's good shouts nonetheless. So I'm going to throw it over, first of all, then, Sean. You got your goalkeeper?
So we're going for a 4-3-3 as we always do, don't we?
Absolutely, mate. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Yeah.
Oliver Kahn. I've gone for in goal.
Yes, that's who
Why
I've got
did I
as
not
well.
think of Oliver Kahn?
I was so split whether to go with Peter Schmeichel, who was an absolute head case, or Oliver Kahn, but there was a moment
hands down.
Oliver Kahn was just he was so angry and aggressive and everything that he did. I remember seeing clips from the 90s where he would dive into people's feet, grab the ball, but he didn't care if he took them out at the same time. As long as he got that ball. Oliver Kahn was just an absolute head case.
I think this is already my favourite shout of the video. I've seen videos. You look at it now and it's pathetic, right? You watch any Premier League game where a striker and a goalkeeper both go for a ball, the keeper will fall to the floor like an absolute fanny. Oliver Kahn would get up and square the hell up to any striker who dared. For that, I absolutely love him, and he's a nutcase. I wouldn't want to be 50-50 in with him as a striker, I'll tell you that now.
No. It'd snap you.
I can't believe I didn't think of Oliver Kahn.
Who did you get? I mean, Oliver Kahn's got to go in, but who did you get?
Literally, I just went for Jens Lehmann because he had 7 red cards.
Yeah. Again, but he was more petulant and whingy. He was mental, but he was just more. He would wind people up.
So German goalkeepers, and can we just agree that they're absolutely nuts? Like Neuer, when he was at Schalke, just coming out. Who scored that goal? Who scored that goal? He come out, diving, headed it, and someone pinged it from halfway for Inter Milan. Do you remember that?
Neuer.
Yeah, it was Neuer, but who scored the goal?
What's his fucking name?
It's not important, but I'm going to be searching it straight after this video. Yeah.
The Inter Milan legend.
Right, Oliver Kahn then solidifies his place. This is another thing I'm doing straight after this video. I'm going back to watch Oliver Kahn moments on fucking YouTube. He's a nut job. Okay, so defensive line here. I've got, I think I've got 3 centre backs and a left back. Left back, I've got Stuart Pearce. Not seen much of him myself. Obviously, he was a little bit before our time, but from what I have seen of him, just ball of rage. You know,
did he have the nickname Psycho?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No. So, yeah, you don't tend to be scary. You don't tend to have the nickname Psycho if you're not deemed as scary to other people. If you look at pictures of him during his playing days, he always seems to be like neck vein bulging, shouting at people. So, yeah, I think you wouldn't want to make a mistake if you're playing along the same side as Stuart Pearce.
No, yeah.
Were there any other better shouts at left back from you boys? Aidan, did you get a good left back shout at all?
No, I went Stuart Pearce.
I had Stuart Pearce as well, but I also thought about Julian Dix. I don't know if you guys remember Julian Dix. He played for West Ham. Did he sign for Liverpool? But he was madder than a box of frogs. I remember reading Harry Redknapp's book when I was on holiday, and the guy was just, you didn't want to anger Julian Dix. He was mental, absolutely mental.
Oh no, I personally don't remember him.
No, I don't.
We'll keep him there as a shout, but Stuart Pearce at left back for now. We might have a look. I don't have an out-and-out right back. Have you got one, Sean?
I have a player that started at right back and then moved into centre back with Sergio Ramos.
That's what I've got. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. I mean, the red cards, the cards that he gets, the tackles that he does. He's got to be in the team.
Yeah, and he's just fearless. Like, he didn't give a shit who he was going against. He'd square up to anyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think he does install a bit of fear. I don't know about player to player. I mean, out of the pairing that they had, I'd say Pepe would be the more intimidating one now.
I've got Pepe as well.
Oh, what?
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't. I haven't got either of them.
Oh, okay.
No.
Let's
So-
see who you got then.
I haven't got an out-and-out right back. But I've put in that position Marco Materazzi. You may remember him as the player that got headbutted by Zidane.
Yeah, but his most famous thing is that he did in his entire career. He's got hit. It's not that he hits anybody else.
Yeah, but there was something I read into him. I think this was just purely a filler because I couldn't think of anyone else. But he had. I'm sure he had a bit of a reputation before that, from what I heard. I'll have to have a look into it as we go through. Have you both got Ramos at right back?
Yeah.
Okay. He probably will just have to go in anyway then. I'll have a look into this Maserati thing. I didn't write it down like an idiot. But yeah, probably not worth getting him in. You've both got Pepe as well?
Both got Pepe. Yeah.
Oh,
There's the moment where I think he played Barcelona and the player went down and he kicked the ball, then he kicked the man, and then he kicked all the way up the player's back with his studs.
That was Atletico Madrid.
Was it Atletico Madrid?
Yeah.
Oh, man, the guy is a head case. And who knew he had a full head of hair?
Yeah, I know. Where's that come from?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe leaving Real Madrid is less stressful.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, Materazzi was described aggressive, physical, hard tackling centre back, known for tight marking, provocative figure in football, physical and aggressive. He's been involved in several altercations, which drew defensive comparisons with Pascal Bruno. Yeah, I think Zidane shut him down a bit. So Zidane has quite literally headbutted him out of this team.
Yeah.
Literally.
Okay. Damn, that leaves me with a very difficult choice then, because my centre backs, I feel both should be nailed on to being here. My first choice, I think, is a given. Have you both got one more choice left for centre back?
Yeah.
I've got Yap Stam.
Yeah, I've got Yap Stam.
Okay. Who's your other one, Andy?
My other one's Nemanja Vidic.
I've got Vidic.
One of my favourite ever quotes in football came from your mate Robin van Persie when he was asked to describe Nemanja Vidic. He said, "Nemanja Vidic puts his head where other players are scared to put their feet."
Yeah,
I love that. I love that quote so much.
That's quality.
I've just realised I've got the wrong thing up here. We're on defence, not attackers. Even though you could make a case that they were attackers.
Yeah.
But Yap Stam, he was, in my early days of watching football, I mean, my earliest memory of a game, of course, the Champions League final in '99, but I didn't have all that much interest as a kid, and all I knew about Yap Stam was he was a scary, scary player. He looked scary, the shaved head. I don't know. I think it might be fair to say that he was a harder tackler than Vidic.
Yeah.
But Vidic was just, like you say, he'd put his head anywhere.
Literally, yeah.
I think he used to grab people by the neck, did Yap Stam, and that, for me, if anybody grabbed me around the neck, I'd pat my pants.
Yeah, especially these bloody big centre backs. I don't know what to do because realistically, one of you's got one and one of you's got the other.
I think the decision's yours, mate.
Yeah, you're the United fan as well. They both played for you, so you can choose Vidic or Sam.
Yeah, I think we've got to keep, obviously, Ramos in at right back. Makes sense. Stuart Pearce. Materazzi's out.
Pepe's in.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Yapstam. I think.
Okay.
I love the quote about Nemanja, but Yapstam was in the evolution of football, just as I think Vidic came in at the time when football was evolving and you was getting away with less stuff.
Yeah.
But he was a quality player. But I'm just thinking, the chant as well. He's from Serbia. He'll fucking murder you. Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking, who would I not want to be headbutted by the most? And probably Yapstam.
Yeah. I'd say Yapstam.
I wouldn't fancy either particularly.
No, yeah.
At least take me out to dinner first.
Yeah. Before it sticks around you.
I think it's got to be Yapstam. We'll give Vidic the honourable mention.
Okay.
That completes the defensive line then. So Oliver Kahn in goal, Sergio Ramos right back, Stuart Pearce left back, and then Yapstam and Pepe in centre backs. Very good. I'm shitting myself a little bit of this team already, I can't lie. So centre of midfield then. Sean, do you want to give us your first nomination? I think there's a few shoe-ins here as well.
Massively, yeah. So I've gone for Roy Keane as my first centre mid. I think anybody that plays against Roy Keane will have known how aggressive, how volatile he was. And even as a pundit, you see Jamie Redknapp absolutely quakes in his boots when he's paired with Roy Keane.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it certainly carried on into his punditry career as well. He's just hard as nails. I think, what did he do as well? There was like before games, sometimes you might see them filming in the stands. There was one where Roy Keane was filmed in the stands. Someone came up to him and was talking to him and stuff like that, and he whipped his phone out, and Roy Keane just told him to fuck off. I think I'd never be more excited to meet a player, but I think if I reached for my phone, I'd probably get a karate chop to the neck.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, Roy Keane was, like, as I said, one of the shoe-ins of the team. That revenge he took out on Haaland's dad. Just holding that grudge for so long. The hard tackles, he was just,
Yeah.
He took no shit from no one and still doesn't, and I love him. So
yeah, he's class.
Straight in. Aidan, what do you think? Have you got him in yours?
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Yeah, I've got Roy Keane.
You're just sat there like, it goes without saying, right?
Yeah, I was like, fucking sure. Yeah, no, Roy Keane. He was my first one as well. He's the first. As soon as we decided to do this 11, he was the first person that comes to my head instantly. I was like, Roy Keane. It's got to be.
Absolutely.
Fucking lunatic.
Second choice, Sean?
Gennaro Gattuso.
Yes.
Do you remember Gattuso?
Yeah.
So for the younger viewers amongst us, that's the guy from the meme. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That was Gattuso.
Yeah.
He was an animal. I remember when Spurs played AC Milan, and again Gattuso squared up to Joe Jordan. Joe Jordan, famously, another head case, lost both his front teeth in one match and continued. And Gattuso's grabbed him by the neck, and it's like, oh my god, you mental guy! But he didn't fear a challenge. He didn't fear anybody on the pitch, and he's what, 5'8", which for a footballer is quite short. Tall if you were me, but you know, he was an absolute monster.
Yeah, fucking bulldog.
I love that. Have you got him, Aidan, as well?
Yeah. I've got Gattuso.
I haven't actually got him, but only because I've not seen him as much as the other two I've gone for. My second choice was quite literally the player that headbutted Materazzi out of this team, and that was Zinedine Zidane. He's just a scary looking figure. Obviously, would happily sacrifice his country's success to headbutt Materazzi in the chest.
Yeah. Did Materazzi say something about his mother or something?
Yeah.
I still think to this day it's still a mystery about what he said. I don't think either would want to admit what he said, and
no,
only them two knows what was said. And yeah, he just as a goalkeeper he was scary because he scored incredible goals. Yeah, I think the headbutt puts him up there just by that alone, but.
Yeah, it was
I think
pretty iconic.
As an isolated incident, I mean, I understand why Gattuso might get in over him, but that was my second choice. Third choice is Aidan. Who was your third?
Mine was Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, same.
Vinnie Jones as well.
Yeah. He was fucking different level. He was.
Again, for the younger viewers, Vinnie Jones, before he was an actor, was a footballer, famously for Wimbledon. Yeah, I think just the way he went into challenges.
Yeah.
There's no wonder he didn't make it as a footballer because he was just pugnacious.
He was literally more of a kickboxer. Literally. If you've not seen Vinnie Jones, go watch a video on Vinnie Jones. Just put Vinnie Jones tackles and you will be petrified of him.
There's a very famous picture where he grabs hold of Gazza's bollocks and he's just squeezing.
It was horrible. The shit he used to do to people, but yeah, unreal bloke.
Yeah, I think that's a shoe-in. There's not really much room for discussion there.
No.
So yeah, Roy Keane and Vinnie Jones are directly in. You had Vinnie Jones, didn't you, Sean? Right?
Yeah.
And then it's between Gattuso and Zidane. So I think Gattuso probably.
Yeah, I'd go with Gattuso over Zidane.
I think if you take that one headbutt, which was a lot, obviously had the most eyes in the world on that game.
Yeah.
No, happy with that. Then honourable mention for Zidane.
Lovely.
Going through quite quickly here. Again, the front three, I may have missed some very obvious choices here. I think the most obvious of them all, I'll get the first one out of the way with Duncan Ferguson.
Yeah, I went with Dunk.
Jesus Christ.
First player to ever get a prison sentence for a challenge on the football pitch.
Yeah, who was that against?
I don't know, but I remember reading about it thinking that Jesus Christ, what an insane guy.
I mean,
oh God.
Even as a manager, like, he was a temporary manager. This is crazy, right, as well. The Duncan Ferguson that we all know now is a manager at a famous... Are they like vegans or hippies or something?
Yeah.
Forest Green Rovers. He's from a bloke who would kick the shit out of you for any reason at all. Is now doing adverts on Forest Green Rovers TikToks for vegan sausage rolls and shit. Like, and telling you to make sure you recycle your plastics. Like, what happened to this guy?
God!
Like, you like the scariest reputation. Oh, but we've got some corn, plant-based foods here, and it's so bizarre, and it's just like he knows it's a like you know that Duncan Ferguson is the sort of person that would tear down a wild animal and rip off their skin with his hands and just eat the flesh.
Yeah,
like he knows he doesn't belong there. He belongs at a fighting club.
Celtic.
Get him at Burnley. Get him at Burnley.
Yeah.
But yeah, as a manager, Moise Keane, I think there was a famous incident. Was it No. When was it they sacked who was manager there when Moise Keane? He brought him on and subbed him off after like 20 minutes. He said, "Get the fuck off this pitch now."
Was it Ancelotti?
It may have been. Yeah, it wasn't long after I'm sure it wasn't long after they signed him. They signed Moise Keane here, and they was putting out all these press releases, like his family come over and everything, saying, "Don't worry, Moise Keane, we'll look after you. We're a family here." And then Duncan Ferguson just basically undermined him in front of everyone. Yeah. I think, Duncan Ferguson's got to be in there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who's your second choice, Sean?
Alan Shearer. And when you think of Alan Shearer, the first thing you always think of is goals. The second thing is elbows. He would jump up, whack. It didn't matter. He just used his elbows. He got, I wrote it down, 6 red cards, but easily, if he wasn't English and he was foreign, I genuinely believe he would have been sent off for far more. He was just hyper aggressive on the pitch, but you guys might have some better ones than I do on Alan Shearer.
So you think he's like the English Di Canio?
Oh, Di Canio's a good shout. I didn't even think of Di Canio.
I've not got him in my team. He's an honourable mention for me, but Aiden, second choice.
No, I've gone Eric Cantona.
Yeah, he's my second as well.
Like, do you know what I mean? If you're willing to go and karate kick a fan in the face.
Against Palace as well. What is it about Palace that makes our players mad?
Literally. It's just fucking nuts. That's the main thing I remember of him, is just running and fucking flying kicking this fan straight in the face, and that poor woman stood next to this bloke shitting herself, and he didn't care. He was not bothered. And even now you look at him and he just looks scary, like a big French scary bearded man.
He is mental. Like, he is such a unique character. There was a documentary that he recently made. I can't remember what it was called. There was two. One was The United Way, and there was another. They both came out at the same time, but he was on there presenting it anyway. And there were stories about Cantona that Alex Ferguson would spend almost all of his time with Cantona because he knew the other players were level-headed enough, whereas he needed all of his focus on Cantona at all times. Some players didn't react to it very well. They were a bit jealous of, this French player coming in and getting all the attention, but it was because he was needed. He reminds me of a lot of that story that Mourinho told when he had Balotelli at Inter Milan. He had a half-time talk with Balotelli. If you haven't heard this story, by the way, check it out. It's better told by Mourinho, but they had no strikers. All of their strikers was injured. They only had Balotelli. Mourinho said he spent 14 of the 15 minutes at half-time saying to Balotelli, he was on a yellow card, right? He spent all this time saying, look, don't do anything stupid, Mario. We need you. We've got no other strikers. ... And then he spent all this time, and then he said in like the 48th minute he went on and got a second yellow and sent off. And yeah, the Selhurst Park incident with Cantona, he was quoted as saying that was one of his biggest regrets in his life because he wishes he kicked him harder.
Yeah.
When he's been accepting awards and doing speeches, he says the most bizarre shit. He says about the seagulls following the trawler.
Yeah.
He's just mental, but a lot of his time outside of training, he would sit in the city centre of Manchester and just speak to people at random. Like sometimes people that didn't even know football didn't know him because he loved the city so much. I think Eric Cantona is not a person. He's just
wired different.
He's just like an enigma, isn't he? He's so strange, and I don't think anyone understands him, but he was scary.
Right.
And
I can't believe I didn't think of him.
Yeah. I think... Go on, Aidan.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Cantona's got to be fucking in there, isn't he?
He was untamable.
Yeah.
Like, when he was at his best, he was phenomenal. He was the earliest player that I have any memories of. I think it's because my dad had a Cantona shirt, the popped collar. Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's in for me, I think.
Yeah.
Have you done your second choice, Sean? You did, didn't you?
Yeah, so I went Alan Shearer and then
third.
Ferguson. My third is Zlatan.
Mm.
So I think Zlatan, for everything that he's done, he's a good, maybe at times even world-class striker, but he was so arrogant, and I wouldn't want to play somebody with such arrogance that knows how good they are. I think he has 13 red cards in his entire career, which is 9 more than what Cantona has. He would kick out. He would shove. I think he leaves something on you when you play Zlatan. I think, if I'm not mistaken, did Tyrone Mings kick him in the head?
Tyrone Mings went to step over him and stepped on his head.
Was that when he was at Bournemouth?
Yeah, when he was at Bournemouth. So Zlatan then went on to wait for he bided his time, and then I think there was a corner, I believe it was, and he just fucking clean elbowed him in the head.
Absolutely.
And just kept throwing him to the ground.
Yeah, I would not want to play against Zlatan.
No.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think that off the field arrogance, like I am Zlatan, I'm different to humans and stuff like that. I think he wants to be Cantona so bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like you say, he is very good. He knew how good he was. I like one of his interviews he did when he was over in America, and they was trying to compare him to
Carlos Vela.
That's it, Vela.
Yeah.
And he said, "Where did I spend my career playing? Europe. This is the MLS. It's a bit different, mate." Like,
yeah.
LeBron sent him LeBron James sent him a shirt to Zlatan when he arrived, and he sent it back signed.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. LeBron James fucking sent him a jersey, signed it, and sent it back to him.
That's brilliant. I love that. Okay, good choice there, Aiden. I'm hoping you've got someone different to who I've got.
Okay, I've got Di Canio.
No, I did. As I said, I had him as an honourable mention, but I've got another player I've got more memory of, more recent.
Who's yours?
I've got Diego Costa.
That's not a bad shout.
That's a good shout, that one.
I think his time at Wolves recently has taken the shine off a little bit, but when he was at Chelsea, what a bastard. He was a player that almost intimidated you so much when you watch him. It was obviously when Chelsea were doing quite well. You think, oh, I hate him. I hate him so much. Imagine being in the stand saying, "You wanker," and then he comes over and you instantly brown your trousers.
Well, unless you're Jordan Henderson.
Well, yeah, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was just, just watching him play in any game, he just didn't take it. It was almost like he wanted to go out and fight instead of score.
Yeah, just went out for a scrap.
And yeah, for that reason, I'll put him in just because from what I remember him in the Prem.
I think I'd have to go Costa over to Canio, to be fair.
I used to hate seeing him play against us. He just would he would just boil piss for Arsenal players, wouldn't he? Like, I think there was a very famous one where he's kind of scratched at Shelney's eyes, and then Gabriel as well stood on Gabriel. And the moment that Gabriel shoved him back, and they get into a bit of an altercation, it's Gabriel that gets sent off because he's retaliated. Yeah, I hated him. I absolutely hated Diego Costa.
Then when you got as much experience as he has, like just messing people about, and
pissing people off.
Yeah, okay. Honourable mentions then for Di Canio and Ibra, but we'll put Diego Costa, Cantona, and Duncan Ferguson in that front line. And that completes the 11. That seems unbelievably quick.
Yeah.
This was quite a hard one to do.
We've kind of just bashed it out.
Yeah. So we've got in goal Oliver Kahn, right back Sergio Ramos, centre backs Pepe and Jaap Stam, Stuart Pearce at left back. Midfield was quite straightforward. Roy Keane, Vinnie Jones, and Gennaro Gattuso. And then up front, Duncan Ferguson, Eric Cantona, Diego Costa. So that is a scary 11. How many red cards between them?
133.
Have you done that as we've gone along? I love that.
Yeah.
133. Holy shit.
Sergio Ramos has, well, as of when ChatGPT was working, 26. So it could even be more than that now. But
I was going to say that works
26.
out. That works out to be what, like 13? No, it's about 11 or 12 each, right?
12 each. Yeah.
So Ramos is carrying
26. Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's mental.
Fucking, that's an awful disciplinary record. 26 red cards.
I'd love to know how many bruised knuckles between the lot of them as well.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Gary Lineker against Ramos in a 1v1. Someone who's never been boxed in his life against fucking the most carded player probably in history.
Yeah.
Lineker would get torn to shit.
That's mental.
I was close to putting Joey Barton into this team, only because he also went to prison.
Oh yeah, he was a bit of an arse, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
He stubbed a cigarette out on somebody's eye or something as a reserve player. You could just tell he was going to be a bully, but I think he had short man syndrome.
I think,
Joey,
yeah.
Joey, if you're watching.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
I'm on to, I obviously, unfortunately for me, growing up, I saw a lot more Joey Barton than I did Zinedine Zidane. But Joey Barton doesn't strike me as that person that's scary. It's like you say, he's just a bit of a bully. Like, he's got nothing to back it up. Like, you look at some of the players on this list, you know, apart from Duncan Ferguson, whose main attribute is being scary. These players had something to back it up. They were big, intimidating fighters. Yeah. Barton wasn't a good footballer. He certainly wasn't a good French impersonator either.
Oh my God, that when he tried doing that accent. Oh my God.
Yeah, take the floor if you like.
He's a little bit.
Oh my God.
I thought,
I'm not going to try to do that accent. Jesus Christ, I'm not embarrassing myself like that.
But Steve McLaren did that Dutch accent, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was like, I thought it couldn't get worse than that, but it did. That's it then, boys. That's the team. Thank you very much. Again, I forgot to scroll through the bottom bits, so I might have to just take that out for the videos next time. I keep forgetting. Next one, we don't have an idea set in stone of what we're going to do for the next episode, so stay tuned on the channel for the next one. A couple of ideas we've put forward. We're always welcoming ideas. So if you've got a good idea for a combined 11 you want to see us put together, we're probably going to look at getting an 11 put together with some of the community as well. So some of the podcast viewers or TikTok followers, keep an eye on the socials for those. If you want to join the Discord and give us some ideas, the link will be in the video description for that. Another one I've put an idea forward for is strangest transfer 11s. So this isn't going to be the best players. It's just going to be an 11 of players that had random moves. So moves that you didn't expect. So, I don't know. The one example I gave, James Rodriguez to Everton, for example.
Yeah.
Or there's a few. I don't want to say a couple of mentions because I've got a couple of good ones for that I've thought of already. But yeah, stay tuned on the channel, guys, for the next one, and we'll see you hopefully on the pod on Sunday.
See you guys.
Bye, guys.